In Parshas Teitzei, the Torah says, you should give him his wages on his day. The sun shall not set over him. The Torah is teaching us a very important halacha. When someone works for you, you have an obligation to pay him on time. But the Rebbe in Likutei Sicha is volume 29, the third Sicha of Parshas Teitzei, asking a tremendous question. Chazal teach us, Mahu mekayim mitzvahs, afato mekayim mitzvahs. Just like he is fulfilling the mitzvahs, Hashem himself fulfills the mitzvahs. So if Hashem tells us a worker must be paid on time, we could ask, what about our reward for doing mitzvahs? Why doesn't Hashem immediately pay us for every mitzvah? I put on tefillin, where's my payment? I give tzedakah, where's my reward? I spend an hour learning Torah, where's my paycheck? Instead, Chazal tells us, the world is the time for doing the mitzvahs, and the future is the time for receiving the reward. So why doesn't Hashem pay us immediately? The Rebbe gives us a completely different perspective. We tend to think of ourselves as workers. Hashem gives us a commandment. Hashem gives us a command. We perform it, and eventually we receive a reward. But that's not the deepest way to understand our relationship with Hashem. We're not merely employees. We are partners. Hashem created the world with a purpose. Hashem desired to have a dwelling place in this physical world, and He gave that mission to us. Every mitzvah we perform brings more godliness into the physical world. So imagine a huge construction project. The contractor doesn't pay every worker the full value of the finished building every time he puts down one brick. Why? Because the building isn't finished. One person lays a foundation, another builds the walls, another installs the windows, another works on electricity, another paints. Each person is doing an important part of one enormous project. That's us. Every Jew is contributing another piece to the greatest project in history, making this world a dwelling place for Hashem. Think about a mitzvah that seems small. We'll give a few dollars to tzedakah. You say a bracha. You help another Jew. You put on tefillin. You learn Torah for 10 minutes. You say Shema with kavanah. You control yourself when you want to say something hurtful. You do something for another person without expecting anything in return. You might think, what difference does this one little thing make? The Rebbe teaches us it makes a tremendous difference, because you're not working on an isolated assignment. You're adding another piece to an entire project. The mitzvah becomes part of the collective world, or the collective work of Klal Yisrael throughout all generations. Avraham Avinu began the process. Yitzchak and Yaakov continue it. Moshe Rabbeinu continue it. Every generation added another piece. And now we have the privilege of adding our piece. So what is Gashmis? This also gives us a completely different perspective on the physical blessings Hashem gives us. A person might think, if Hashem gives me money, that's my reward. But perhaps we can look at it very differently. Hashem gives us money so we can do more mitzvahs with it. Hashem gives us time so we can learn Torah. Hashem gives us strength so we can serve Him. Hashem gives us opportunities so that we can help another Jew. In other words, the blessings, the bracha, isn't merely the paycheck. The blessing is another opportunity to continue the work. Imagine your boss gives you more money and says, here's more resources, go accomplish even more. That's how we can view Hashem's blessings. When Hashem gives us more, He's giving us the ability to accomplish more. And this is especially relevant to Chodesh Elul, the month of Elul. The idea is particularly powerful as we approach Rosh Hashanah. During Elul, we ask Hashem for a good and sweet new year. We ask B'nei Chayim Mezonei, children, health, and Parnasa. And of course, we want and need those blessings. But we can also have another kavanah. Hashem, give me the resources I need to accomplish my shlichus. Give me the health to learn Torah. Give me the Parnasa to give tzedakah. Give me the time to help another Jew. Give me the opportunity to spread Yiddishkeit. Give me the strength to fulfill my purpose. then the Gashmis itself becomes part of the Avodah. And now we understand why the ultimate reward comes later. If we're merely employees, we will expect a paycheck after every job. But if we're partners in a project, the greatest satisfaction comes when the project is completed. Our ultimate reward is connected with the completion of the purpose of creation, the time when the world itself will reveal that it has become a dwelling place for Hashem. Then we'll be able to look back and understand that mitzvah that seems so small, the dollar of tzedakah, the extra minute of Torah, the act of Avas Yisrael, that moment when we overcame our Yetzer Hara, none of it was wasted. Every single one became part of the building. And that's the powerful message of the Rebbe Sicha. We're not simply workers waiting to be paid. We're partners with Hashem in the greatest project of creation. So when we do a mitzvah, don't think, is this really making a difference? Think, I'm putting another brick into the Beis HaMikdash of the world. And when Hashem gives you another day, another dollar, another opportunity, another ounce of strength, don't only see it as a bracha. Don't see it as a blessing. See it as Hashem saying, here are more resources. Let's continue building. And may we very soon see the completion of the entire project with the coming of Mashiach and the revelation of Dira B'Tachtonim, when all the work of all generations will finally be revealed. We're not just working for Hashem. We're partners with Hashem. And every mitzvah brings us one step closer to finishing one job. Good Shabbos.